Spiral, 2 Jews, 2 mics, 2 hours, starting now.
Hello.
Hi.
I got distracted watching Nazis.
In the building or on TV?
Only Nazis in the building. Do I care about now? No, it's a thing called
That's your new Hulu show?
This is like the invention of electricity. No, the press.
The invention of the press? Is that what you said?
No, the invention. You know, it's that sound. Back up. What's that sound? It's not Morse code. Back up.
Like
it sounds like
the teletype machine kind of thing?
Something like that. I'm not a doctor. I like when you would say the wrong profession for what should know that. I'm not a priest. What do I know from those things? No, I was watching about the Eisen scooper. And all I could think of was, yeah. I would have been the German guard who said, what are you going to do? Someone's got to do it. Do you know that they said to the
German guard who said, what are you going to do? Someone's got to do it. Never got a dinner.
But apparently, according to this, according to this documentary that I'm watching, narrated by Brian Cox, he doesn't kid around.
Yeah.
The actor from The Thing.
Sure. But don't start our Yom Kippur show off with Nazis. It's just not good.
Okay, let's not. Anyway, Sham B'Yaseh to you. Sham Tavam Sam.
Wow.
Tashamor to Immerut Omein.
You Sid Caesar now?
Kids won't even know what you're talking about.
They never do.
I can't believe we're recording. I got some calls from the ADL saying, why are you recording on the Kippur? You don't record on the Kippur. And I've had so much food to eat.
And you said, but you can call me?
Oh, I don't get it. I don't get that joke at all.
And you can't call on Yom Kippur if you can't record.
Oh, that's true. No, they called previous to the holiday, and they warned me.
They just sent a thing saying he doesn't know anything about Judaism. Don't bother.
You know you're in bad shape when you hear a lot as you're growing up. You're not worth it with your friends. Kick his ass. He's not worth it. I got a lot of that. He's not worth it. How come I'm not worth it?
That saved your life many a time, not being worth it.
But the whole idea, I wouldn't waste my time on you. Why wouldn't you waste your time on someone you could destroy? If you're going to beat someone up,
it's still a waste of energy, isn't it?
Oh, I guess
if you're going to get no satisfaction from the easy win, keep the gas in the tank, I say.
You know what a lot of people would say when they would fight me as a kid? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Boom, there. Boom. Where'd that little guy go? Okay. So is today... So anyway, congratulations. It looks like the writers are going to... I know that the writers are going to go back, and then the actors will go back.
You got to believe the actors will follow fairly soon after.
In fact, we're already saying, why aren't we back with you now? What did we do? Who died and made us out of work?
I assume there's got to be some bluster just for show, but, you know.
Oh, I plan to go down there this week and get very violent.
You can't, you don't need the actors till the scripts are ready anyway, so.
Is that saying that are you saying that the actors are not as worth as much as the brilliant writers?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
I'm both, Josh.
I'm both
double-threaded.
Me too.
I'm double-threaded. I know, I'm talking like you're not even, like we never met before. I'm in the business, my friend. I'm in the business.
Well, okay, I'm not in the business, but I'm in both unions.
I'm almost done with my second application, and I started, like, at the beginning again when I started my AFTRA. It's like, what? I just filled out an exact same application a week ago. Now I'm like, what the fuck is a W-4F?
It's that thing you don't file every year until...
Well, you know what? Because the wife's telling me, we're going to get taxed. I said, yes, we will, but so what? We'll figure it out somehow. We're going to get taxed because we're making
There's an accountant. That's what they're for.
Huh?
Accountants? Hello?
Between the pension and Social Security, we will be bringing in $350,000 a year.
You're what?
I can't believe it myself. It didn't seem to add up. the people who saw Lost
Not
in
only
America.
will you be taxed, you'll be investigated.
First, get $1 million in pensions, then say I forgot. I'm telling you, Fiddling Horse 2. I told you that last week when I got my sack. Fiddling Horse 2.
Didn't buy it then either.
Because you know me, I am, not if nothing, but I am a Jew.
You are, because you believe that it's interesting to talk about pension forms.
There's many different ways that you do the head flying forward on the punchline. That time you did a thing where it was like an in-between area you wouldn't even... And I think that could be, if I ever go out to the clubs again, I could maybe use that. You're not even an accountant.
It's kind of like, I think it's really my impression of Gruber doing you.
A Gruber does me better than I do me.
A lot of people do you better than you. Yeah. A lot of us leave out some of the shit that could be left out easily.
Well, I think Gruber has a great voice, though. He's good with voices.
Oh, yeah. I'm not. But, you're right.
We already know that you're... Jesus Christ. You're like me all of a sudden with the neediness. Oh, doesn't look good on you. Well, I watched your team disappoint me as much as the Jets.
Yeah, they're terribly disappointing. But as a Vikings fan, that's part of the package.
Yeah, but this was like, okay,
Vikings definitely. As a Vikings fan, they will always disappoint you at some. By definition now, there will be a disappointment somewhere in the season.
Yeah, but this Kirk Cousins, he looks like a quarterback I would want now that Zach Wilson doesn't seem to be feeling well.
It's terrible defense. It doesn't even matter what the quarterback is.
Well, how about to the Purple People Eaters? Whatever happened to the Carl Ellis? Carl Eller. Mean Joe Green.
No, the Purple People Eater.
You know who's going to get into the hall, into the fame, into the show, as we say? One of the two jet guys of the Sack Exchange, Mark Gastineau, and I can't remember the other guy's name. I think the other guy's getting in.
He could use the Hall of Fame, it sounds like.
I'm beginning to feel like there isn't a Jets tradition to fall back on. Like when I'm watching the Hard Knocks, it's like, what are we Jet? Some of you here tonight are going to be survivors. That means you do just what it takes to get by. But the rest, some of you are champions and commanders. There were none. Nothing has happened yet from those early training camp, very heavily filmed exchanges. Yeah. Look, you fucking fucks. Look, fucks. Everybody listen to fuck. Everybody fuck the fuck up right now. Are you fucking ready to fuck? Who here's not ready to fuck? You fucking fucks.
You're doing my bit from last week, by the way.
So what? I worked on it better than you.
No, you underwrote
Yes, I did.
It.
I haven't heard the final thing. It. I have one addition to our what's it called? The fight, what's this called when two people have the enemies of the ages? In this corner,
an
unsatisfied.
I am not carrying this fucking fight into another
but can I
episode.
just say, okay, I don't care.
No, I'm not doing it. We gave it a lot of real estate last episode.
This would be something that would be just something that has nothing to do with him or me.
Okay, if it has nothing to do with either of you, then I'm in.
Okay, he at one point.
It sounds like it's him.
She
sounds like
one of the reviews that was given before all the negative ones was a 5-star review. This makes me laugh. 5 Oh, you deserve it, Andy. Oh, my goodness. Here you go. I can't imagine having waken up on a Sunday morning and not having such a tremendous surprise like this. And what did he learn? Sarcasm doesn't work on Cameo comments. I felt bad.
Nothing works about Cameo. It's too fragile an ecosystem. There's too many egos. It's like I stroke your ego by getting a Cameo, then I got to stroke your ego after the Cameo.
Well, you've left $20,000 on the table, my friend, and that's $20,000. Yeah. I'm not just using it.
Break it down. Break it down. How you earned that $20,000.
Well, there were embarrassing parts to it. When I was yelled at for giving away free coupons. Hey, hi, Mandy Kindler. Are you a comedian? Would you be willing to sign up for these people and I'll get $1 every time you... But when all is said and done, I feel as if... First of all, I can't even get the Cameo people to follow me. That's a bad sign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they follow me? I'm famous enough.
I thought they were monitoring you.
I'm famous enough.
Why don't you promote your account, Andy? Hello. It's time.
Here's a nightmare about me.
Oh,
now.
Tell me.
He's like, no, I'm perfectly well known amongst the group of people who know me. You know, who can say years from now who will be seen when they look back? You know what I'm saying? Do they talk a lot about?
Who are you looking at today?
I'm looking.
Who are you playing to today?
Have you ever heard of Marty Stupidstein? Right, because he wasn't well known. But an Andy Kindler will be revered for the ages. Okay, I'm done. I'm good. I got it out.
Okay.
I tried a new thing. It's like an exorcism almost.
Yeah.
You just say 1, 2, 3. You suck. 1, 2, 3. You suck.
Get out.
You suck. Not you. Me. You suck.
Yeah.
Get out beside me, or whatever they say.
Yeah.
Satan.
Speaking of Satan, I saw Rosemary's Baby in its entirety the other night.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I think I saw that in the movie theater.
Yeah, 1967.
I lie about that too. I didn't see it in the movie theater. I saw it probably in a dorm room in college.
Yeah.
In the mid 70s. I remember enjoying it, but Mia Farrow was not as annoying back. Is it a good movie, or is it just one of those movies where people liked it because it was crazy?
It's hard. It's hard to say. I mean, it's because it's one of those things where I've never really seen it. I mean, I knew everything about it, and it was exactly as it was in my head, despite
as advertised.
Yeah, it's just it was just 100% what I thought it was. Yeah. Who
directed that again?
Roman Polanski.
Okay,
wrote and directed it.
Right.
But it was a book by what's his face, Levin that you're.
The Exercise, not the Exorcist guys.
No, Ira Levin, Ira Levin, that we were talking about last week, who had written something else you had just watched. But it was like she was good, Ruth Gordon was good, John Cassavetes, he was playing a dick, so it worked.
Yes. Right.
I don't know. Glad I saw it to just say, okay, cultural literacy fulfilled, but I don't, it was like, if you're paying attention, it's hard for me to know because I knew the story so well, but it seems like, if you're paying attention to the movie, it's telling you all along what's happening, and then it happens and you go, oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's so predictable because you've heard so much about it and you know it's going to go. Well, let's compare it to a movie I thought was a great movie. I don't know if I'd watch it again, but I thought The Exorcist was a great movie. I think it's actually a scary movie. I don't know if it would work now, but the idea of it was frightening to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's such a staple of parody and pop culture over the past 50 years that it's kind of gonna be hard to keep its.
Oh, you mean when I do my joke about the PG version of it on TV? It kills every time. Where her head rotates and she says, please, oh God, it's flipping, stop flipping. You are a girl, you're terrible. So I can't even do the bit. The bit was, you know where I was going with it.
Yeah.
Where she yells out things, but instead of yelling out, you're the demon seed of Satan, or you're the Satan's demon seed. You would say something like, I forgot I left the coffee on. I like cheese. And that's funny.
Sure.
And that's funny. And then stuff comes out of her mouth.
That's like Kentucky Fried Funny.
Like Kentucky Fried Movie?
Uh-huh.
Did you ever see that movie? I never saw that movie.
Oh, okay. Well, then my reference went away. Was
it around the same time of Groove Tube?
It came a couple years after, I think.
And was Chevy and anybody else in there, or was it a different group of fellas and gals?
Kentucky Fried Movie was Abrams and Zucker.
Oh, okay.
And company.
And one of the airplane guys is a nut. one of the Zucker brothers had turned into a nut.
Yeah.
He made a movie about being a nut, even. He made a movie about what if the Scrooge had not happened or some stupid thing like that. Christmas Carol. It's called A Christmas Carol or something like that. And the Zucker brother directed it.
Huh.
Bob Zucker. I don't know which one is which. But can you imagine being part of...
There's not a Bob Zucker.
I don't think so. But can you imagine being one of those two brothers and you're known for having a pretty funny movie, and then you go, oh, now it's turned to, oh, I saw that movie you guys made. Oh, is it true your brother's a Nazi? Is that true now? And if I was his brother, I would just say, it is. He's a fucking asshole. No, I wouldn't do that because you're not supposed to do that. But can you imagine his chagrin? His chagrin. He can't even bask in the early airplane Kareem Abdul-Jabbar humor anymore. Can't even celebrate it because his brother is all of a sudden a fascist.
Well,
it doesn't bother you, but I'm steamed about it.
It hasn't made it to me. That's the problem.
You never knew that?
No.
Oh, and you don't know that movie with Chris Farley's brother called A Christmas Carol or something like that, and it's a right-wing version of what if there had never been Republicans, or what is it? I don't know what the premise is.
You're not making a great case against him, but I mean, certainly you're making a good case with Chris Farley's brother and a right-wing Christmas
Chris Farley's
movie.
brother is also very, very right-wing, I think, too. It doesn't skip a generation or something. Although, do I know that Chris Farley was the most politically aware person on the planet? Probably not.
I wouldn't know. I really don't know where he stood on the issues of the day.
Well, I used to think when I was younger that most comedians would be progressive, but that's just... Well, you would think that.
I still think the vast majority are.
And why would that be? Just because it requires a certain knowledge of basic facts that would dissuade you from being a maniac?
Well, I think because you start from being an outsider, and therefore, I think you have more respect for the whole playing field.
True. That's very true, the way you say. You're a very reasonable man, I think. In many
it's
ways.
all front.
It is all front?
Inside I'm a volcano of emotions.
Are you on another podcast that you do where you're the guy who goes, yeah? Stop it, Josh. Josh, we're trying to do a show. We're trying to do a show.
No, that's how I live my life off the podcast.
Please, don't ruin the image that people have of you of I can't believe that show is still on the air. Not the dumb show, the video show. Is it still on the air? Making new
America's
Funniest Home Videos?
Well, they aren't making new ones currently because of the writer's strike, but they'll go back to it.
Oh, that made me a little sick. Hey, but the nighttime. Hey, you know what I'm very excited about? The Drew Barrymore show will come back.
That's right.
Thank God. I missed that show. And here's the thing. I really admire both Bill Maher and Drew Barrymore, two people who could have gone back and said, you know what, I'm going to do a show. Both of them stand-up people. Stand-up people. At no point do they ever... Can you imagine you do this stupid idea to come back and then a week later the goddamn thing is resolved? I mean... Can you imagine? I guess you can't put yourself in the position of being a Bill Maher or a Drew Barrymore because it requires a lot of myopia.
Yeah.
And all of the morning shows are back, which thank God. The Talk. Well, I don't think the Talk went off the air, did it?
I think the Talk did, but the View didn't.
Why would the View not go? Oh God, who cares?
It might be because I think they might be under the news division contract.
Right. That happens a lot. And how do reality shows get by? They just say that they're not written.
Yeah, it's all segment producers.
I did want to say that now that the Russell Brand thing is out in the open,
you've been saying all along he's a rapist. I know. You said it 15 years ago.
Why do you have to poison everything that I do? The point is that I do think I watched it again this weekend, and I watched the first part, not the second part.
The first part of what?
the Jimmy Savile documentary.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating in a creepy way, but just the fact that the entire nation loved this guy. And when you see Margaret, I never was a fan of Margaret Thatcher. I don't know what you saw in her.
I know. You were early to Margaret Thatcher, too. Yes.
She loved this fucking idiot.
Yeah.
She thought he was the funniest guy. And this is even worse. Both Prince Charles, your hero, and Margaret Thatcher, your second hero, both got advice from this hideous child molester about how to give speeches and stuff like that. That's how much they love this idiot. Because, I'll tell you why, he kind of fed into pull yourself up by your own bootstraps.
And I would say in their defense, just because he molests children means he can't write a speech good?
I'm sorry, you're right. I apologize. You know, two things can be true. Right?
Yes, no, it was an amazing
Did you see it?
national blind eye.
Oh, I think I told you something.
Yes, I did see it, yes.
I told you something that was wrong. And I told Susan this, and it's also wrong. I thought that they said he had like an upper class accent, which he doesn't. He has a northern accent, which I don't know. Where's the Beatles from?
Well, they're from Liverpool, which has its own accent.
Right, but what part of the country is it? I don't know what the north means.
I think it's northern. I don't know exactly where it is.
So northern people's accent are considered like generally considered more honest people, and I don't really understand the difference.
I don't try to decode 1,000 years of history over here right now.
I didn't say it. The guy on the thing said it. The guy who helped. Then he had this other show called Jimmy Will Fix It. It just could not be more horrible what the guy was doing as a human being.
Yeah.
Getting kids' hopes up that
he was worse than our Jared.
Yeah, well, it has to be because Jared had not reached that level of fame on his own.
Or national trust. Not the national trust the way they say it. They mean it over there.
And I have to tell you something. What he did, Jared, I hope he stays in jail for the rest of his life. But, and I'm not saying, I don't think I can do this. Is it a joke?
I don't know.
Okay, I think the commercials now are worse than the ones with Jared. They're worse. They're worse. I go, hey, you come into Subway.
I think we should clarify, though. There are better people doing worse commercials.
Well, yeah, that's true. Please get that proviso in there. But here's their thing.
Hey, at least Jared had a reason to eat that shit.
All right, that's being taken out.
Huh?
That's being taken out. I'm just kidding. But I don't know what I was going to say. It probably wasn't that something great.
Something about the hilarious Subway commercials that you love, so much.
Right. Where first of all, he goes, now if you come into Subway, we will actually show you how the meat comes from meat. We'll carve it off of a thing.
Uh-huh.
Right? And then what's his name goes, as a professional, I prefer it. As a professional, I prefer it. Why don't you just take the entire chain out and get rid of it? The chain sucks. It stinks. Turn those into daycare centers. I don't care what you have to do. Turn the Togos into daycare centers. To-goes. Tojos. It's not Tojos, right? That's not one.
It's not Tojos. It's either Togos.
What's the one that I like?
Togos or To-Go's.
Well, no. I was going to say Quiznos. I always told you that story about it. I preferred Quiznos for about a week and a half, and I would tell people at the store it's better, and they will look on their face when I would try to compliment their food.
Because they were being quiznoical?
Because they couldn't care less. Okay, maybe it is slightly better than Subway because we put it through a heat thing.
Yeah. There was some magic ingredient at Quiznos that gave me instant stomach cramps.
What did you eat there?
Their sandwiches.
That would dissuade you from going back,
but
right?
Multiple times, yeah. First time you figure luck of the draw. I just wasn't ready for the sandwich. Nope, it's the sandwich.
It just seems to me that in the old days you had neighborhood delis, and then you had all these things, and now you said, let's take all the flavor out of all of and then make a big, like a club. People will have. You can't even find a good sandwich now. I don't think you can find one now. Can you find a fresh someone carving? How about going to an Arby's where they used to have fresh roast beef?
Well, if you're looking at Arby's, no, you can't find a good sandwich now. If you're looking any fucking where else, yes, there's a lot of good,
you tell me.
There's a lot of good sandwiches in the world.
Are you saying when you go into, I used to like the one in Santa Monica, the Bay City Deli.
Yeah, still a great sandwich.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going there and standing in line for it, but when I could send an intern to get it, those are good sandwiches.
Do you ever go to Fat Sal's?
I have. It's a little bit overblown for me, the Fat Sal's.
Yeah, I think it's a little blown. Jimmy Jams? Jimmy John's
not so good. The Jersey Mike's I like very much.
Okay, so Jersey Mike is with Danny DeVito.
Yes. I mean, okay, I don't associate everything in the world with its TV commercial.
So you're going through with the Danny DeVito. You prefer the Danny DeVito chain. No, but I actually like that commercial because they cook it fresh for you. Is that why you like it? It's better quality food?
But you were lambasting Subway for saying the same thing.
No. But you're telling me Jersey Mike's is better.
Jersey Mike's is way better. Yes.
The look on your face. Yeah. The look on your face was wistful.
Why are we even having this conversation?
How can you not even?
I'm a fat guy talking about sandwiches. It's that face.
Okay. Here's the thing. I don't even know that Jersey Mike's is good at all. So this is a good thing for me to know.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so
I fully endorse Jersey
It's not
Mike's.
one of these Fresh Brothers things that you're going to start to shove down my throat. Did you ever go into Fresh Brothers?
I've never gone into a Fresh Brothers.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
The name itself pushes me away.
Yeah. All right, so I go into Fresh Brothers, and then I had a good pizza there or something, and I start to talk to the guy as if it's not a chain. I go, wow, you guys are... Whoa. He goes, yeah, we do Chicago pizza too. We do Japanese pizza. This is where'd you fellows come from? And I had one more pizza that was so terrible. The point is that you can make pizza just by making it fresh. It can be a marvelous thing to eat every once in a while.
Yeah. You can make a pretty good pizza from cans and jars too. Let's be honest.
No, I don't think so. I used to have, let's be honest. I used to love it when I was a kid. My sister, my brother, and I would have English muffins, and then we would cut up mozzarella that came, however you cut that up, and we'd put that up with your. We didn't use ragu. We weren't stupid, so we'd use some other canned thing, and then we would eat that and pretend that they were like pizza. I guess
I would assume that's what you're going for. Yeah. Otherwise, you're stupid.
And back then, we did eat that because we couldn't always guarantee that our parents were going to have the pizza coming in. Because our parents were, that's not that, if you thought, I wish I grew up at Andy's house, they have pizza whenever they want and everything's great over there, they have all the food they need. No, they do not have all the food. My mother hid her cookies from the rest of us.
The only time we attempted any sort of home pizza was during Passover. You'd make matzah pizza.
Can you please explain to me, since you went to shul, not shul, but you went to
synagogue? I called it.
No, but the special school.
Talmud Torah, we called that.
Yeah, but what was it? What was it?
What are you talking? What?
When you go and you learn the Yakima, you go, it's the Haftorah, but it's not just the Haftorah. You have to ask all these questions. What is that called? Come on, the special Jews, where they go, you're going to it's not what you called it, the Tam Tavava.
Are you talking about like yeshiva or something? Did you just drop the mic because I'm so right? All right.
I dropped the mic on that. Yeah, yeshiva. Okay. That's all I heard when I was a kid. Yeshiva.
Yeah.
Which means, yo, Shiva. No? Okay. But I would think you would have learned more. Well, you did learn more.
I didn't go to yeshiva. Yeshiva is like Jewish university.
Oh, you got to be that old. But you went to special Jewish school. Please tell us all, for those of us who only are culturally Jewish, what is happening with the Yom Kippur? I know that you're fasting. Why does the Rosh Hashanah go on for 9 days? I don't understand any of it. So give me a little.
Well, Rosh Hashanah doesn't go on for 9 days. Rosh Hashanah has its day.
Oh, just one day.
Well, they observe it for 2 in the diaspora. But that's like just literally so you don't. That was like one of those things like so you don't miss it because
okay,
the world hadn't adjusted the clocks.
You mean to 56? I'm still writing 54, 55 on my checks
in your comedy notebook. And so the idea is that between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, that's a time to reflect, a time to apologize to those you've wronged during the year.
Really?
Yes.
Like to your mother and father, or
it depends who you've wronged. In your case, your mother and father.
You never did that, right?
Yeah, I did it.
You did. You walk by and you go, Susie, I'm sorry that I pulled your pigtails and put it in an inkwell.
No, but I've done the blank. I apologize for any of the wrongs I've done to you this year. The blanket apology, because it's just a gesture.
Is that what the V'yis Gadal V'yis Gadei Shemei Ramah is?
No.
No, that's you say about the dead people Kaddish. Once a year. That's right.
Yes.
And the Kaddish is celebrating the dead.
The Kaddish is just a prayer. The mourner's Kaddish specifically is a prayer for the dead.
You know, maybe they would be more upbeat if they
But it's mostly God,
mourners.
You're awesome. That's most of the prayer.
Well, I thought you had to.
But so then once you've made peace with the humans in your life,
yes,
on Yom Kippur you make peace with God for your sins, and then God goes, all right, that's pretty much closes your account for the year. I'll have my decision to you in the afterlife.
It sounds exciting.
It's really great. It
sounds really bad.
That's really great. That's why I'm here podcasting.
Well, did you think of it as when you went to it first? When you went to what do you call it again? Tummy school? Tom Tavo?
Why are you belittling my entire?
Do you know who Tovar
my
is?
Entire religious education. You just keep belittling it with your stupidity.
Okay, but who's Tovar? Tell me who Tovar is, and I'll leave you alone.
There is no Tovar.
Called Tovar, the Eighth Man. You didn't have that. That's a cartoon. Called Tovar, the Eighth Man. I thought that was national.
The Eighth Man out of who were the first 7?
I think I'm getting the words wrong. It's a guy called Tovar, the something man. Why would he be the Eighth Man?
I don't know. Is he an ape man, maybe?
I don't know, but...
Did this really happen? Are you imagining Tovar?
No. Tovar is an actual... You want me to look it up?
No.
Yeah, no, because you're too stupid, Andy. You'll be looking it up. It'll be 10 minutes later. Hold on, Josh. I haven't been able to. I'm using a physical.
Sorry, his name wasn't Tovar. It was Frankenberger.
No, as soon as we're done with here, and I go T. I'm a pretty good speller. T-O, even the fake words. Tovar. Call Tovar, the 8th man. And I know one of our researchers will.
Are you sure it wasn't like, it wasn't like a local ad for like Tovar, the Drain Man?
It makes me laugh. That would be so stupid that I would try to generalize my entire.
For all your drain and sump pump needs.
You remember
Call Tovar, the Drain Man.
Remember when we were kids and we all could go down to Bobby's candy shop, and every Thursday he would give us free candy. That was great. That was your town, Andy. Where this
was your town, and he was indicted years later.
This goes into Chuck McCann. It goes into Sonny Fox Wonderama, which I don't think was national, was it?
I think there were local Wonderamas.
Okay.
Sense. Much like there were local romper rooms.
Oh, Romper Room I have no memory of.
Yeah.
It was not a good show.
I didn't realize that Wonderama stretched all the way back to your Ice Age.
And I didn't know, really? And I don't know really who Sonny Fox is, really.
I don't know who Sonny Fox is either.
He was big.
He stuck with you for 60-some years, so...
Well, when you go up in New York, you think you are the center of the universe. You can't even be dissuaded. Yeah, well, you can't get a good piece of... You can't get chicken outside
and then you move to L.A. and you think you're the center of the universe. Maybe it's not the city.
Oh, it could be me. It could be me. Well, I'm willing if I go one more place and that happens. If I go one more town and I fail. The evidence is it's me, but I'm going to give it one more shot.
Fair enough.
I'm going to Vegas because that's where everyone goes to get their dreams.
That's right. There is no I in Las Vegas.
I used to love when Lenny Bruce would make fun of the bad comics and he'd go, I just got back from Lost Wages. Lost Wages. He did a very good hack comic.
Yeah.
And that's all I got on that. You would think if I was going to open my trap that I would have a couple of things. I should prepare a couple of things and then talk instead of doing every single thing off the top.
Just catching up with your mouth.
Well, it looks like now that the strikes are going to be over. It looks like I got my COVID bivalent. I am completely. Ask me about my shots. RSV, yes. The latest flu shot, yes. The covalent booster and every other COVID booster, yes, indeed. Shingles, check. Pneumonia, okay. Is that enough?
I know for a fact Shingles doesn't care.
Shingles. I just can't believe that there are people walking around. I know you don't care about them. No, I don't know. But there are just people who are walking around who are in this year saying, thank God I never got vaccinated. Thank God I was allowed to have polio. Thank God they tried to stop me from having polio back when I went to school. That this could be what you would be walking around. One of the miracles of our time are vaccines. And they've been around for a while. It's not like they just got off the vaccine plane.
Oh, you don't have to sell me on vaccines, friend.
It's just, you know what bothers me is the intellectual dishonesty of it.
I know.
I don't care about. At some point, you have to say exactly. You have to say to yourself, am I being honest at my own core about this? Or you're ripping people off. Those people know that they're ripping people who are grifters of the highest quality. They know exactly what they're doing.
I think the highest quality ones do, for sure.
Of the highest quality.
Sure. You won't find your great grifter who's doing it by accident.
Well, I don't think that, you see, like Barnum and Bailey, he was a good grifter, or he was a
Barnum
good
grifter, Bailey.
You know what it was like? Barnum was like, get rid of those fucking elephants. And Bailey was like, the kids love the elephants.
I think it was more like Barnum said there's a sucker born every minute. Bailey went, he was talking about me. He was talking about me. That son of a bitch.
You don't think I got that? And then there are people walking around with the highly effective things of 750 people. I'm very sad, Eddie. Why? I bought that book, The Highly Effective Things, and I've had it for 3 weeks. I am not wealthy yet. Not even close to being wealthy I do 5 of the 7 highly effective things. Rip off. 1 is to rip off. 2, steal. 3, bash unions.
I remembering the 6th thing, drink plenty of water.
What is the word called? What's your level of, if you go to like Twitter or something else, it's not Twitter, but the thing goes, look at these 2 dots for 3 minutes, and then you can't believe what happens.
Yeah.
How often do you participate in that kind of thing?
I don't very often at all.
But are you still Wordle 7? Are you still wordling?
I still do a Wordle, but I already had a little sort of wake up and puzzle rotation, so that just became part of it.
See, here's the difference between me and you. You're like, yeah, I'll do a puzzle every once in a while. So what? I'm like, I don't think the answer is Sudoku. I don't think that's where true happiness is in a game, in a crossword puzzle. And that's why I refuse to, I'm Mr. has to be the greatest thing, or I'm not touching it.
I do the New York Times crossword puzzle. I do spelling bee. I do Wordle.
Okay, here's the thing. You do the New York Times crossword puzzle.
I do all of them to completion every day.
Okay, now let's say I wanted to like Scrabble, right? Let's say I like Scrabble, right? I'm not going to play Scrabble because I'm not going to do well at it.
Okay.
There are fucking people.
No, I think the fact that I am encouraged by the fact that I do well on all of these things each day.
Right, and I don't do well on them.
They don't stump me. But at some days I have to go back to the spelling bee, for example.
Well, that's true. You know what I used to like for about a week and a half was Boggle. When we get together with the family, we would play a little Boggle.
Yeah.
And then
the fights came.
No. Every time you say that, I can look at the disappointment on my father's face. Here's an old shout out from the old show when we gave my father Trump the Art of the Deal board game as a joke because he hates Trump. And he looked at us and said, I hate Trump. Why would you give this to me? And we were like, he's losing it. The old man's losing it. He doesn't get what's funny anymore.
Irony is the first thing to go.
Ironic gifts are not the best gifts for the person receiving them.
Very rarely. Because once you pass the laugh, now they've got a thing they don't want that other people might misunderstand when they see it.
Why do you have a white elephant? Is it a pink elephant or is it a white elephant?
I think it's a white elephant.
Those things I liked. Those things I like when you all get together and you go, let's do that this year. But you know what I can't do? And you probably have avoided it too because it's too much work. I think it's too much work. The fantasy football. And yes, of course, because Trapper MD tried to, not Trapper. Yoshi
Yamamoto tried to get me into it.
Yes. And it's, you don't have the time for it.
I don't, or the interest.
I would have the interest if I knew.
Even if I had the time, I would still not. In fact, I do actually have the time. Let's be honest.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I started to explore yesterday NFL Red Zone. First of all, my team is almost eliminated by now, right?
Yeah.
I don't need to have the Red Zone, and then I looked like if I had yesterday, I would, what I would have been able to do? Listen to the Jets lose.
Yeah.
Listen to them lose.
Yeah, fun.
It's not cheap either. I think it's like $500 a year.
I don't find my love of football increasing as I age. Now I do find that I'll just, if I don't care about the game very much, it'll just be guys knocking into each other to me. It's just, I just don't care. It's just like, why am I watching?
Well, I watch it because I love Mahomes, for example. I love Mahomes.
Okay.
I've always loved the Bills.
No, I get it. I get it why people like it.
Right. But you're saying it doesn't interest you. But I wonder what that is. I guess it's just you like Smagakis, I like Smagookies, but you're actually more of a basketball fan than you were, maybe. Or just
No, I mean, definitely that's, but I don't care that much.
I know that's the thing too.
It's like I genuinely care about it, and yet, and yet it's somehow not important to me.
Right, because you're not watching Chariots of Fire that's a movie about marathons, or is it about fires?
It's about Olympic runners of some sort.
And didn't Bill Murray do a version? Those Chariots of Fire.
I don't know. Every single fucking humorist on earth did some Chariots of Fire, either of the running slow motion with the music.
Yes.
Or doing something else slow motion, but having the music playing under it to give it the same effect.
I think of these things.
It was a good solid 10 years of that bullshit.
But here, I have these funny ideas, and I think I should check them with you. I have a funny idea, right?
Uh-huh.
So the funny idea is, a comedy person is in a club, and he's doing somewhere in the Midwest, the drapes are missing. Then you cut to the actual place where the drapes are missing. And boy, are those people's eyes red. Is that funny? It's like a sight gag. Why do I think...
Why are you pitching like a drunk today, first of all?
I know. I'm like a fun. My eye can't make eye contact.
Yeah.
I am pretending to be drunk in between the questions. I'm looking... I think it's a way for me excusing my behavior for the past 45 to 55 minutes.
Huh.
I think I've done a nice job at certain points, but then you say, whatever you do, you stupid asshole.
But this has been like all day you can't look at me. That's always a weird thing.
I can't look at you because I look at you?
It's a different kind of Andy when I get a different brand of Andy when that's happening.
I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
This is so annoying that I have to say this. I'm being fucking investigated by the IRS.
Yeah. Too many pensions. Too many pensions. Pick a profession.
Pick a profession. Hey, you know what they said to me about 10 years ago? My accountant guy, he said, pick one thing to fail at. Pick one thing and concentrate there. So I've decided when I'm 80 or 70, I'm going to put a voiceover studio in my house.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go in there every day and pretend I have business to do. I have never gotten one.
You can just read a book on tape.
Read a book on tape.
Then try to sell it.
You did go on voiceover editions or you didn't? I went on a couple of years of them. I did not get one.
Did you actually went to them?
Yes.
To voiceover
they used to have
editions?
a place. Yeah, you know that place that's horrible. I don't even like them. They're on Sparks. They're the corner of Sparks, and they're like a place, and they would even teach classes.
Oh, okay.
And so I just never could get anything. I used to be with a company that was
the problem, I
City.
think, is that your voice, it's not pleasing. Case in point.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I can do a New York accent. Hey, I'm from fucking New York, douchebag.
That's the problem, is you always added fucking and douchebag to everything.
Hey, I'm from New York. I can't do Boston. And hence, I'm not really someone who does voices. Just because you can do your own voice does not mean... I
don't think that's like the main thrust of voice work is having to do a different city every time. I don't think that's really what they're looking for.
Yeah, well, but you wouldn't. If you got hired like that guy Fleischman in Northern Exposure, you wouldn't take the job in Quiz Show, right? It would be embarrassing.
What?
He was Rob Morrow, was in the Quiz Show, and he could not do a Boston accent.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And why did they make him do it? Everyone's from Boston saying that's the thing. I think is like that really bothers me, Josh. Forget about all the other things.
It is up there with Kevin Costner's in 13 Days, which was also a problem.
What happened? Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was that in October? Was that the missiles of October?
Yes, that was what it was about.
And he was President Kennedy?
No, he was their Bobby and Jack's close confidant.
It really is a major fail when you see that in a movie, because that's
it's just it's just always such a big swing.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Tom Hanks did one in Catch Me If You Can. That was a little bit like.
Oh, that was bad. Even though he was the character he did was pretty good.
Yeah, he wasn't. It wasn't terrible, but it's still just like there's something about it that if it ain't yours, you can hear it.
Lenny DiCaprio was good in that, though.
He was pretty good, but he was over New Yorking it.
I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that. Oh my God! But the director, that's where you got to go. I told you
that was Steven Spielberg, I believe.
Yeah, well, he doesn't always get it right.
No, that's true.
When he gets it right, forget about it. What happened to that one movie he did where it was in black and white, but then by mistake, a colored object, a red object, and then he still made the movie? Couldn't even believe it. You couldn't do that these days. Just hang up on me. I'm going to fucking hang up on me right now because it's so...
Okay, go for you do it. It'd be a refreshing break.
Go fuck myself.
a prehistoric monster who came from outer space, created by the Martians to destroy the human race. The FBI is helpless, it's 20 stories tall. What can we do? Who can we call? Call Cobalt, the ape man. Call Cobalt, the ape man. Faster than a rocket, faster than a jet. He's the mighty robot, he's the one to get. Call Cobalt, the ape man. Quick, call Cobalt, the mightiest robot of them all.
How's your trees? Are your trees trimmed?
My trees are a shadow, a mere shadow of their former selves.
So, like when you say, really like your peaches, wanna shake your tree. I don't have anything. I thought I would get it while I was saying the first part. So when you say that, you mean it literally. Nope, got nothing.
Nothing.
I just did my student ask a comedian, ask someone in the field of acting with M. Ledsum. It was fantastic.
Yeah, how'd it go? Did you see him?
It was good. I killed.
Did you?
I killed. You don't see any of the kids.
A transatlantic blowhard.
Let me tell you about, I don't know if it's so much what you know, or even if it's who you know. It's more important
why
how
you know.
Why you know, how you know, where you know. I look at a script. I put the script, interestingly enough, in my bed with me for an evening. I sleep with the script. Then the next day I get up. Why am I doing a fake English voice?
I don't know. I hope you didn't for the English people.
I did. Hello, Em. What up? What's up? Oh, I'm from Queens. That would be terrible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
It didn't happen. Don't worry about it.
This was something she was taping to show her students, wasn't it?
It was her. What's that?
This is her. She was taping it to show her students, correct?
No. It was live, my friend.
Okay.
Live. But I thought I would see them.
When I did it a year or two ago, she pre-taped it, I believe.
I'm trying to figure out if that was bragging, humble bragging, or what you were doing there.
It was topping, just getting them right over the top. Not by far, just right over the top.
Will you also pay $3,000?
Oh, she cut the price? Wow,
what?
These are tough times in
What's
education.
An honorarium. Something
you'll never see.
Whoop. The insult. Hey, we should go to the comedy roast battle.
Shouldn't we?
Stuff. We would win so easily there. There's nothing that they can make fun of us. Two old Jews barely holding on.
We're like Eminem. Now that you know everything about us, how can you hurt me?
Is that Eminem's song?
You've never seen the movie. So.
Yes, I did. I'll tell you exactly what the name of the movie is. It's like Area 51.
Uh-huh.
It's like 6'8".
Uh-huh.
There's a number in the movie.
There is a number in the movie.
86.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Can you tell me?
I can.
What is it?
8 Mile.
8 Miles. That's right.
No, 8 Mile.
Well, 8 Mile. Oh, so if I said, I saw 8 Miles, did you see 8 Miles? People would punch me in the face.
Yeah, hopefully.
Uh-oh. There's trouble afoot.
The shit's going down.
How did you know that you didn't need to leave to take care of that?
Because I didn't care.
Oh, because in other words, it could be between Lucky and Cody.
No, it's not them going at each other.
Is it, does Lucky ever cough? Did I say cough? I meant to say bark.
She does.
Oh, man. So, what else is in the news?
There's been a lot of action around here today.
What's going on? Is there some kind of...
There was a chainsaw circus here for 6 hours.
Now, that chainsaw circus, did you ever at one point come out and say, don't take too much around the ears just to fuck with the guy?
No, because none of them really spoke English. It would just be not. There was like 10 guys here. It was an amazing operation.
It's a big job, right?
It was, yeah. But they made fast work of it, my friend.
Oh, I understand. You don't have to get angry. So now, did they come? I know it was expensive. That much I know. I thought I had a better question than that. No question at all. Did you get any complaints?
I didn't get any complaints. I have no complaints. It was actually a very smooth. As much as I hate being a homeowner,
smooth operation.
It was supposed to take 2 days, and then he sent a double crew, so it took like 6 hours.
That's fantastic. Was anything in danger of falling on something?
Well, there's always that danger when you're dealing with trees.
Yeah, but I don't mean that's why I wouldn't even live in a house or anything. I had a tree. Every day I would go, have you checked it?
It's just right. No, it was just they were all overgrown, and it was time, and we've got a big El Nino winter coming.
That means a lot of rain?
And one of my sycamores leans towards my neighbor's house, which I think makes them a little jittery.
Oh, okay.
So.
Right. Now, sycamore, explain to me what a sycamore looks like. You just know it's a sycamore because someone told you that, right?
Well, I don't know how I...
Are you an arboriumist? A barshurist?
I'm an abominist.
Some people do. Some people know everything. For example,
no one knows everything.
That's true. But Alan Watts...
And if you ask, what's his face, nobody knows anything.
Who's that?
William Goldman.
Oh, is he the with the scripts?
Yeah.
And tonight I hear your hero's coming back on TV. So I heard. I don't know if it's true. Your hero.
Billy Bill?
Bill Maher's coming back, baby.
I like to call him B-Ma.
How did he get so back into production that fast?
Because his show takes very little to pull off.
Piece of shit show. This piece of shit stupid show. You're not going to watch,
They're
right?
Current event jokes. You're supposed to write them that day anyway.
I just can't believe. Can you imagine the people who have to live around him in any shape or form? I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
No, but I love the burn of making the big spectacle out of himself, and then it's back a week later.
Oh, that really made him look like an idiot, right?
Yes.
If he had just shut his stupid mouth and waited but he had to come in with the whole thing. You know what's driving me crazy is Carville. Carville is going on Club Random, which I know is your favorite show. And Bill is playing around with drug paraphernalia. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's smoking. He's barely. And then James Carville saying, Biden's guy can't run. He can't win. He can't run. Someone's got to go tell him he can't run. I mean, he's like a crazy old man.
He is a crazy old man.
I thought he was crazy when he married Mary Madeline, but now he's going off the deep end. He wants Biden not to run. What is the matter with? He's the old man in the sea.
Well,
Get off of his political lawn.
We'd all love some magic person to come in and be the president.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This is where I say it's really about James Carville. It's really about it because there is no other choice now.
Right.
So just going out there and yelling like a fucking idiot is not going to help anything. We should be trying to reelect the man at this point. There's no other, what does he expect? Does he really think that, first of all, it's bad political advice? It would be terrible political advice for them to, it's like, well.
To not run, yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of the worst.
The last person who did it was Johnson.
It's the most election killing thing you can do is not run.
Yeah. Johnson, I think, would have won re-election in 1968. I really do.
Probably.
But he was a terrible president, though. But still.
Well, he got a lot done on good.
Yeah, a lot done.
He had a lot of good ink on his ledger, too.
He had a lot of good ink on his ledger, and I'm absolutely, without him, I mean, all the civil rights legislation, but he, for some reason, went crazy on Vietnam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He went crazy, and he got into this whole thing where, but Kennedy was like that too. They all were crazed over communism in all the wrong ways, like in all the non-productive ways. You know? Yeah.
And they were just vexed by the fact that they were militarily inept.
Yeah, military, and probably couldn't accept it because they're the United States.
Exactly. I think there was an element of that, of like, how can we be? It's like the SNL sketch where Dukakis is losing to Bush.
Well, I think it was Joseph Heller or many people who around World War II. It may not have been Joseph Heller. It could have been Vonnegut, but they were like, maybe it was Vonnegut. They were saying, we had the greatest situation that we could have had in the world, with our wealth and, how much good we could have done. And man, did we fuck it up.
Oh.
I mean, World War II, you had to go to. I would have gone to World War II, I say. My father said...
You had to be there, they say.
I only if I played the guy who was yelled at by Patton. That's the only role I could play in that movie.
Yeah. I think you'd be yelled at by a much lower ranking officer.
I hope if I ever did go into the U.S. Marine Corps, I really hope it's like that lovable lug, his Sergeant Carter.
Sure.
He was rough around the edges.
Tough but sweet.
Okay, I'll give you $5 when I next see you if you can remember what his name was. That the soft side was when they call him like you have a girlfriend. Come over.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't watched that show.
It's Vincent. I think it's Vince.
I don't know. I haven't.
And then he would get upset if everybody found out his first name. I watched that show too much for someone. Well, I think I just was at that age where I had to watch it.
Well, it was on. That was the thing.
It was on. I was fascinated by Jim Nabors.
But you watched it in prime time.
That's sad to think about. I don't think so, because that was around in early 60s. I don't think I watched everything with reruns. My parents didn't let me stay up to watch Andy Griffith. But I was watching Andy Griffith in the morning then.
That was probably a rerun.
Right. So, that's right. Because we're talking about my childhood. I was 67, 60, and I was like 10, 11, 66, right. 67.
Which is when Gomer Pyle was on. Prime time.
Yeah. Well, are you telling me, are you asking, or are you telling me? Because I don't know the actual years of that show. It was after Andy Griffith, right? It was after Andy Griffith.
Yes, it was a spinoff from Andy Griffith. I don't know when it was on the primetime schedule.
Well, we know that guy who was really great. He was a gruff guy. He was Sheldon Leonard. Those were the days when it was.
We serve hard drinks from anyone to get drunk fast, and we don't need characters around to give the joint atmosphere.
See, I'll tell you something. This is getting me excited because, there's one holiday I love more than every other holiday. And
It's a Wonderful Life, Miss.
Yes, Christmas. And I've been bugging Susan since January 1st.
Since Tu B'Shvat.
Tu B'Shvat, but literally, once the holiday ends, I go, Christmas is coming around again. It's coming around again.
Wow.
And guess what? It's around again.
It's coming. It's coming.
It really is.
Nothing.
And this year, we're not kidding.
A Little Old Jew's Christmas in Wales, my favorite poem.
How's that go?
I don't know.
Is there a Christmas in Wales poem?
There is a child's Christmas in Wales. I assume it's Dylan Thomas, just because he's from Wales.
When you say Dylan, he thinks you're talking about Dylan Thomas.
Whoever he was, the man ain't got no culture.
The very few times that they included words on albums, I remember every time.
Now, did it bother you?
I hope we passed the audition.
I'm barreling right through you so I can remember my question here. Did it bother you as a Bob Dylan aficionado when he sang "Lay Lady Lay" in that weird ass voice?
What are you talking about? In the original album?
Yeah. Now, isn't it Nashville Skyline, "Lay Lady Lay"?
Yeah, I love that. I love the way he sings.
But it's such a weird, different.
I have
voice.
to listen. I'll have to listen to it.
Lay lady lay, lay across my big breast bed. Stay, lady, stay.
And the reason why it's a song that you could play on guitar. You play a bar chord, then you go one fret down, you play the other bar chord on the A minor form, then you go one chord down, you play the E form, then you go. I mean, it's just one fret down. It's like,
but that's besides my point, which is he used an entirely different voice than he used for virtually any other song in his catalog. It's like Hoyt Axton singing almost.
Well, I've seen him probably many times, more than I've seen any other live performer because I don't go to concerts.
Uh-huh.
But so I've seen him do the concerts where he seemed like he was in a rush.
Uh-huh. I've seen him twice. Once terrible, once good.
But I don't remember. I remember loving "Lay Lady Lay."
It's just specifically a question about the record, which
I'm going to have to listen to it.
And he said at the time that it was because he quit smoking, but then I read on and someone said, "Well, no, but that's the voice he originally sang in back in Duluth or whatever."
Oh God!
But it was like
this.
It was like no, it's like lay lady lay. Instead of normally it'd be lay across my breast bed, babe.
It's big brass bed.
I know. I just
switched that around. You know what though? But not that you even brought this up, but I think his best singing and maybe the best album is Blood on the Tracks. Oh my God, start to finish.
More
and
like
New
blood
Morning,
on the larynx.
New Morning he sings great, which is weird to me that
this is not a referendum on the quality of his singing. It's
just one song.
I mean, I don't know Nashville Skyline that well. I guess he sang using that voice on other songs on that album.
Well, Johnny Cash was on the album, so I think maybe he was trying to sing more country.
It was definitely more like Johnny Cash than Bob Dylan.
Well, they both sing "If You See Her in the North Country Fair," and they both sound the same when they trade verses. They sound very similar. I think he liked Johnny Cash.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Did I text you that there was a reason why I put Amy Mann into that story? It was because Amy Mann was saying that he definitely ripped you off. He did this by text, not on the show, I don't think. Okay. That he definitely, Amy Mann was saying that guy was trying to rip you off because it was Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
And you think that that's actually true.
I agree with Amy Mann. I totally agree with Amy Mann that he used his status to bully Michael out of his guitar.
Well, when you come down, it's like you came back another day, too. It's like he came back a few days later after he jammed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that guitar. I like the guitar. I can't do him anymore.
Did he give him a good price for it, at least? I know it's sort of besides the point, but...
I don't think he gave... I'll have to ask about that. I don't think he gave him an astronomical price. I've never heard any stories about Bob Dylan that connote tremendous generosity. Well, maybe no, that's not true. Not generous. But like I know with Lucinda Williams, not Lucinda Williams, whoever wrote the Ricky Lee Jones, Ricky Lee Jones gave her all the rights for her audiobook very cheaply. So I mean, I think he is he can be a mensch.
Yeah.
But then there's the other side that I've heard that he loves money. So I don't know what that means. Because did you? What do I know?
No, he's got money. So
you got to get money to make money.
Let's go to the questions.
Have I upset you in some way? You have not
upset me except for when I looked at the clock and I went, God damn this guy. It's time for questions. What do you want to know? We love your questions so much. It's half our show. Half our show. Tweet Pahara got cut out of last week's show, and I just wanted, and one of his questions, he tagged, but I just wanted to say that in way of follow up, his brother now has a new glass eye, and we're all very excited. And he thanked us.
You see, it's taken me this long to find where I am, and now, the other thing was, do you know this on Twitter? It's not interesting, but when you go to the top stories, it's like I think he dropped that part of it. You're like, we're going to latest now. I don't even trust it. It's the latest with him.
Yeah.
Because when we went to the top, he was like, it was almost like he said, I don't care if there is a top story or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I go like 4 times a week now.
That's very healthy. I'm very proud of you.
You know, it's weird considering how heavy a user I was, how I don't feel any absence in my life from it.
I think it's
nor do I feel more efficient, though.
Oh, that's bad.
Like I've found other things to fill the procrastination void.
This is what makes you a true cynic and a true just somebody who can clearly see things sometimes. Like you knew that that's one thing that would be expected, but you kind of knew that it wasn't, that you weren't wasting that much time doing it, really.
Well, I think I was. I just, like I said, I found other shit.
Pickle says, I am watching this old Sandy Bullock movie. I don't think you call her Sandy Bullock unless you're like a member of her family, right?
He's an insider. She's an insider, Pickles.
I am watching this old Sandy Bullock movie where she's in rehab and falling in love, and I'm wondering what happened to her. She was great in Pretty Woman, but you just don't see her anymore. What is she doing? What are you trying your comedy act on us? What is she doing? pickles?
I don't know. I think there's a certain curiosity about where's Sandra Bullock these days.
Yeah, but we're talking about Pretty Woman. That wasn't Sandy Bullock.
That's true.
That was, and I can't remember who it was.
That was
Julia Rothschild. Julia Roberts.
Yes.
Right. So they were making pickles very funny. Dan Marsh says, "Hey guys, what were school lunches like when you were growing up? Did you have a lunchbox with a TV show on it? Did you eat cafeteria food on a tray? Do you remember any favorite items?"
I did both. I both had a lunchbox with TV shows on it. I had numerous ones. I had an NFL one. I had an emergency one that was actually from my brother. And did a lot of school lunches. Once my mom went back to work, it was a lot of school lunches.
That's terrible.
It wasn't that terrible.
And then we didn't go to the right school then.
I mean, it wasn't good food, but by the time when I got to high school, my high school was across the street from a McDonald's. and we had an open campus where we could leave. So McDonald's was our lunchroom, essentially.
What a life you had back then.
Well, I mean, if you're doing like a 4-year version of Super Size Me, yes.
Wow. Well, we had this is like in the 60s, absolutely the worst food, unedible food, it would be sliced American cheese on white bread with a lot of mayonnaise on it.
Yeah.
And then they would make you eat the food.
And then they had bad stuff too.
And they would make you eat. Then they would check your trays.
They call it, here's the Fire Fest special.
Now, you realize that my mother did not have a job.
I do realize that, but she
just did not want to make a sandwich.
Yeah.
So it was really bad. I mean, I just want people to feel bad for me. I mean, come on. How did I even survive?
It wasn't, it was very typical at my schools, the school lunch stuff was, but it wasn't gross beyond belief.
Oh, I wish I could show you pictures.
Oh, I do too.
Did you ever have those Neapolitan ones that they come like this, a Neapolitan ice cream that comes in like a wrapper, and they just plop it on your tray?
Oh, yeah, I vaguely remember that.
And we didn't have shoes when I went to school, and we didn't have books or anything.
Wow, no, well, the books make sense now. BD West says, "Hi guys, would you rather listen to a middle-aged Jimmy Carr calmly tell dad jokes to a mostly silent crowd, or a young Jimmy Carr scream nothing funny relentlessly for 60 minutes to a rollicking crowd? Eardrums and a rim shot, or neither for the block?"
Well, I have a soft spot in my heart for Jimmy Carr because I met him, and sometimes he's funny, but I don't know how the whole thing. I don't know how it works.
This is the narcissist scale. They said something nice to me once.
No. That is true. I have that scale. But I have another scale where if I if I think someone's funny and I want to like them and I want to see that they're funny, because I think he can be funny, but then he's just putridly cruel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His antics don't hit my radar, so I don't have a lot of.
That's a Montreal thing. I met him in Montreal every year.
The Light Herder says, "You two have spoken about the infiltration of the hacky use of wait, what? Especially a few years ago when it seemed to be everywhere. It's in Newsroom a lot, but here, maybe Sorkin's first use, West Wing Season 1. And then there's a little clip of it. I think I feel like even though I watched a lot of West Wing, and I feel kind of like he used it a lot. And if he didn't use that, he used something very much like it. He used a lot of stuff that was rhythmic.
See, and in my mind, it was a more recent. No, I'm sure he did use it.
No, it's been around forever, but it got fucking crazy over the last couple of years, where every commercial had it and every. Yeah.
Wait, what? Not good. Not good. Mike Hanratty. Thank you, Light Herder. Mike Hanratty. I don't know why I have a voice. Every time I hear the FaceTime disconnect sound, I think of you guys. I bet that was the plan all along. Is it because
That's the hang-up sound.
Oh.
Yeah.
Boy, people listen to the show and everything.
Mozart says Mozart is short for Moses Arthur. There you go. I guess it's not really a question. Love the show. Hope you guys make your bones/nut.
That's a great thing, though. It's like it is, but you are making. He's making the Mozart joke, not like an over-the-top joke, but you're supposed to really like Mozart.
I believe so, yeah.
And it took me 10 years to figure that out.
That's why he went with a Z instead of the S that's in Moses.
Why do I have to be the dumb guy? Can you be the dumb guy starting now?
Let's wait another year.
Seth Dick III says, Mama Dick III was enjoying your last couple shows and wanted me to ask, what was the spanner in the works when it came to giving that poor chap a lucid cameo message for his beloved?
It's the double Kindler dig. Very nice.
Oh, my God. Oh, that guy called me. We went out to lunch this week.
Oh, good. Good. That's fantastic. Johnny Whoops.
Oh, there you go. You do it. You do it so much better.
Johnny Whoops says, is it true that John Lennon wrote a novel about fox hunting called A Spaniel in the Woods? BDUS says, guys, a recent tweet meant to praise Josh for unrivaled one-liners was grammatically incorrect. No one cranks out better than. I realized immediately after sending it that I would be considered a spanner. Do I need to start proofreading? Oh, so now I'm the bad guy?
I didn't notice his mistake. Do you know what he's talking about?
No, I think he really just wanted to put the spanner thing in.
Oh, man. We have, our listeners are really smart. Don't you think? Go to buy me a cup of coffee. See, you praise him and you go, and now go to buy a cup of boo. Grow says, keeping my query short this week, Josh, what does Cleese smell like? Is he perfume man? P.S. Thank you for my 2 hours of weekly entertainment. Well, you're very welcome, and please answer the question.
We were dining outdoors, so I can't really I can't pin down his scent. He didn't. He wasn't wafting old man at me though. There was no old man. There wasn't that going on.
Were you doing a COVID thing?
No, it just so happens that
it happened that way.
Yeah. It's open air at this hotel.
All right. You don't have to go. For some reason, this is my new favorite thing. You don't have to get upset about it when you don't get upset.
Christopher Citro says, saw Bobcat do stand-up at Paul Kozlowski's art gallery here in central New York last Friday. A great show. You guys have any memories/interactions with Bobcat you could share? Alternatively, ever do stand-up in an art gallery? Well, the second part, yes, I have.
I've done the same one, Paul Kozlowski's, when it was on the West Coast.
Yeah, the fake gallery.
The fake gallery, yeah. Oh, have you done them in other art galleries?
I have done other art galleries, but I've done the fake gallery as well. I didn't know Paul Kozlowski was in central New York now.
Oh, yeah. You know why? Because he's not that far from where I went to school, Binghamton. He may be even in Binghamton.
That same thing as the former fake gallery is now the Yard Theater, where we did a stand of a Rich Scheidner show.
Oh, cool. Listen to me. Oh, cool. I've had many memories with Bobcat and many interactions with Bobcat.
I've had only a couple of interactions with Bobcat, but I think he's funny and nice.
Yes, I love him. I love him. Greg. Okay, I should. We had a big fight years ago. I don't want to go into it again. We had a big fight years ago. Yeah, but we totally made up, and it was just completely. It's all water under the bridge. That's why I don't want to go over it again.
All right.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember the fact that you had a big fight years ago.
Yeah, but then we love it. Now we love each other. And I really do love. Yes.
Greg Kelly says there's a gentleman at the dog park who knows the names of every owner and dog there. He's a bald old cuss and nothing at all like James Mason, but I laughed to myself last time thinking of James Mason in the role. Here's Archie waiting for me to finish typing this, and it's a picture of a big golden dog.
It does seem like you shoehorned it in here.
It does. Why can't you can just ask me straight out, Greg Kelly? If you want to talk to me, just phone me up.
Yeah, but what's your problem with... I don't get... Why didn't you get rock music? You were the same age as the people performing the rock music.
Not that I didn't,
you sound like a dinosaur.
It's not that I didn't, quote, get it. It's that I literally didn't understand the words.
Oh, because they
it was a question
talk,
of
right?
diction, not a question of poetry. If I could hear the words, I'd hear the poem.
Oh, you were delightful. Scat. Huh?
Scott, Fat Guy Bowman? Is that what you were saying? Okay. Mm-hmm. Scott, Fat Guy Bowman says, please remind me that I sent this. Currently about 100 shows behind. And loving it, he says.
Let me try to think. It's like, I feel like if you listen to the show again, because there was pain going through some of the early arguments, I wouldn't want to listen to it all again. But if you're 100 shows behind, I think it's a smooth running machine that you're going to laugh. It's a laugh riot.
And welcome to 2026. Dan Marsh says it's been almost 6.5 years since Andy began therapy and Thought Spiral was born. Well, actually, you had been in therapy for like a year or something at that point, right?
Yeah. What does it start, 2017?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at the end of 2016.
Okay, so half a year about. So to continue, Andy, how would life be different if you'd never started either?
I think my life would be not as good for it. But then you can say,
which,
you're not
the therapy
supposed to look
or
at
the
life
thought
that
spiral?
way. Both. Both. I mean, if I had to choose, between the two, I have to pick therapy because it's a lifesaver.
If I had to choose, I'd pick therapy for you. That's not even a slam.
I know. I was doing my. I have a couple of reaction shot guys, and that was my slam reaction. Well, it should have been more confusion.
Yes. Dr. Henry Jones Jr. says, gentlemen, will we ever get to see the Thought Spiral live and in person? Well, we did a couple. They were neither well attended nor boosted listenership. So
we have no desire to do it, and it wasn't fun when we did it. It would be more fun now, but we still don't want to do it.
And Andy really can't handle both having an audience there and talking to me.
And no, it's bad. It's bad for me. It's bad for me. It takes it away. Unless you want to do Andy doing stand-up. Hey, you'd be like Andy performing stand-up at a taping of Thought Spiral.
Right. No, if we did it like the Dumpster Diver Dan situation, where I just mock you as you're doing stand-up, then I think. And I think there is something to that. And anytime you want to do that, I'm happy to mock you while you do stand-up.
Cool. Yeah, we got to do. We should be out there. We should be out there again. Well, not so much out there that I get sick though. Stephen Elton Yates says, Andy, who is your favorite New York Mets player? Elvis. Who is your favorite Minnesota Vikings player? Well, I have a lot. I mean, I have.
Are we talking all time or current? I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was now.
Okay.
Of all time, it might be Willie Mays, although I don't think he won when he was on the Mets. But I have so many people. Tom Seaver. I love them all. Jerry Kuzman. Currently,
Lenny Dykstra.
I like two people on the team now. Really, a lot of people on the team. Pete Alonso, the home run hitter, and I love their catcher who started in their system.
Mike Piazza?
Alvarez?
Oh wait, no.
How about you? Who do you like besides Kirk Cameron or whatever your guy's name is?
Cousins. I got to go with Jefferson, Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver now. Most exciting player in the NFL.
Wait, I thought Jefferson was on the. Who came to the Jets with? Oh, who did come to the Jets?
The running
from
back.
Green Bay.
The running back. Oh no, from Minnesota, the running back.
No, but he was from Green Bay came to the Jets.
Oh yeah,
there this year.
Another receiver guy. He was on that show. You should look it up. Irai says, Josh, I had a pleasure in exchanging warm words with you at some cinematic Titanics, as well as at the Spiral at Improv Comedy Lab, where I never should have mumbled about some shared ADHD as it threw poor Andy off.
That's a sad statement about me that people really think, and they might be true, that if they make a sound, the show's over.
Once I was an editor for a site that partnered with ICL, having a hand in senior age Mrs. Hughes get national exposure from a contest. I face-palmed years later when learning her opening line, "Let me move this mic stand so you can see me," was done by Louis Anderson years before. You wrote for Louis. Could that have been yours? No, it preceded me, Louis. That preceded me. That was like Louis from 1982.
Mrs. Hughes had jokes along these lines. She would be introduced as Mrs. John Hughes. Her name is Mrs. John, but because that's her name. But the other week there was a mistake made, and she was introduced as Mrs. John Holmes. How's that for describing it? Like, here's what happens. Apparently, she played a thing because she always gets, they introduce her as Mrs. John. That's a long way for it. I never realized that she was going that far. There's no premise that it's true.
Yeah. Stephen Chaotic Neutral says, hey guys, lots of people are complaining about Cassidy Hutchinson making the rounds. Sure, she stood by while Trump degraded his office, but my main issue with her is her insistence on overpronouncing the final T in important.
Important. My
valet also disagrees.
What? That's is a sore spot. I have to say that, of all the people there, I kind of really admire her a lot because I can't speak to how she ended up there. That was just a tremendous mistake. And I wouldn't like to have a political conversation with her. But the fact that she was brave enough in the middle of this being represented by people who were threatening her and telling her not to tell the truth, I think she did a good job. Thinking she might have been, Trump might have tried to kill her. They almost postponed. They hurried up the hearings to make sure she would stay.
Right.
Yeah. What am I doing now? Is it Blowhardy D, or is it just an irrelevant man?
Somewhere in there. On the spectrum.
It's a relevant man with a...
Hey, all prepare yourself for relevant man. Yeah. Is back. Is back. To say, gotta share finally. Years back at Acme's bar, Andy said some beautifully supportive words to me on the subject of our then similarly ailing and now past mothers. I also was prodding you to do your own podcast, so how's that going? Even if not every test show is a lament on Fallon's so great contributions to society, I've remained a loyal ADHD Katir since test show 1.
That's so cool.
Ever so grateful how you old mockingbird menches have found each other.
Cool. That's right. My mom passed away, though. I don't know if I told you that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was it the Parkinson's?
Imagine somebody not just tuning on. Because your mom had Parkinson's.
Robert Cole says, hi guys, or hey guys. He actually says, I don't want to misquote him. That would be wrong. Hey guys, I love fast food burgers. When's the last time you ate fast food? What did you have?
It had to be like a McDonald's type. No, it wouldn't be McDonald's. I don't remember what it was.
I have a similar love/weakness for food handed to me through my car window. And I've been at McDonald's within the last week, and I had a McDouble, which is like a double cheeseburger but just one piece of cheese. And
specificity.
I'm just saying, it's not a double cheeseburger, which is a separate item. They asked what I had. I had it with no pickles, and
you had no pickles?
No pickles, and I had a large unsweetened iced tea.
So you mean you went to Burger King for part of it?
What?
Because they don't serve it. They won't do that at McDonald's.
They'll do whatever you really.
No, Burger King. That's why they were invented. They'll have it your way.
They love doing it for your Burger King. They'll begrudgingly do it for you. Burger King is not good. Unfortunately, I don't have any fast food places that are on like my routes home. Like there's none between me and the off ramp from the freeway. There's none between, which is a good thing because it's a thing I don't control well. Is
it an out burger one of your favorites?
No, because I'm swayed by a line. I won't ever go.
Right.
Part of the impulse is, hey, there's no line.
I know, that's so true. That's how you're like me. We never.
But the only time I will eat In-N-Out at these days is if there's 4 cars or less in the line or something. I don't understand waiting 45 minutes for a fucking hamburger.
No, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Again, it's like, even if it was great, I'd be angry by the time I got there.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
And it's just not, this is, as much as a food guy as I am, the amount of goodness between good cheeseburger and great cheeseburger, it's not a big distance.
Well, you wouldn't say that if you were eating that burger over at Father's office back in the day.
I've had a Father's office burger. It's good. It's not that much better than anyone else's. I mean, there's terrible burgers. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, a bad
and don't even start
burger.
me on putting toppings underneath the patty, which is what In-N-Out does. It bothers me.
Don't even start. You are like a curmudgeon in a way.
In a way, in many ways, actually. In fact, it's easier to point out the non-curmudgeon-like things. Like, he likes dogs a lot,
Well, we're like Andy Rooney without the annoying sound, right?
Are you sure it's without the annoying sound? Are you sure,
I don't know
Andy?
They say, I don't know why people have them. I don't have a clock. Okay, I don't want to go in.
Critter One wants to know, hey, Andy, as a retired comedian, how do you scratch your comedy itch?
Well, I am thinking about going out, and I may make an album or something like that. So I'm thinking about venturing out. But it's hard. I am not being able to scratch the itch.
I love how the last album you had for 10 years before you put it out. And now you're like, I'm going to get to this soon.
Hold on. Whoops. I'm fake crying.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That hurt. You may hurt. Oh, okay.
Here's a little tip with the fake crying. Don't tell people. All right. We're going to the gram, by the way.
We're going to the gram, going to the gram. We got, here's the thing. I want to tell you that I can't stop singing annoying songs to myself.
Or others, it seems. Little Anthony Morgan says, Dear Josh, the other week I floated this $1 million idea to Andy, and he hasn't reacted the way you'd expect because, as I said, it's $1 million idea. So could you try to convince him to call his next special, album and tour, Yankee Doodled Andy?
Oh, I did see that. I did not even take that as a serious pitch.
Thanks, and all the best to you both.
Yankee Doodled Andy. Pretty good.
I don't think you could use it. I don't think you're going to. Delicious Mick says, y'all see that Painkiller show on Netflix? Not bad. And did either of you feel the long, sharp hooks of OxyContin? Never tried the stuff. Sounds fun until you can't poop. Be good, gents.
I have had OxyContin, and it's amazingly great. It feels great. And I've had them through procedures. But you see very quickly, I've even had a dental procedure, and you overuse them for a couple of days, and then the third day you're like, "Get the fuck out of my way!"
What the fuck?
Susan.
What the fuck dentist is giving you OxyContin for a dental procedure?
A fun dentist.
I guess
a fun dentist. No. It was
and
for something
can I
else
get
now.
his number?
But it really does make you whatever if you did get addicted to them.
I've had like 5 major surgeries in the past 10 years, and I didn't get it once.
What do you mean? Oh, you didn't get the good stuff?
No.
Well, they've been well. You can thank the Sacklers for that. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Sacklers.
Because they started to say they put out false reports. We could have all had our oxycodone if we had played it nicely.
Did you see Painkiller on Netflix?
No. Because I was going to say to myself, wasn't there already a thing about?
There was another one with Michael Keaton as the doctor.
Yes, I didn't know. I didn't think that
was Dope Sick or something like that.
No, that's Dope Sick Love. No, maybe it is Dope Sick. I don't know. I don't remember the Michael Keaton one much. I think I did like it. It was.
The Michael Keaton one was pretty good. Yeah, but
that made me not want to go see a new one.
It kind of made me not that interested to watch the Matthew Broderick one.
And they got the Jack Nicholson guy there, Christian Slater.
And he is so tired of being called that.
I loved him in the robot thing I saw.
The Shining.
No, the robot show with the, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. But
E-Corp.
Nope. Still don't know.
It was a popular show with that kind of handsome-looking actor, and he's all over the place now. And he was like a computer guy. He was rigging this, and it was a very popular show.
Lost in Space?
Very good delivery. I wish people could see. You know, I've been arguing for a long time that we should put the visual thing.
Munson 3786 says, Andy, Josh, loving you both is breaking all the rules. Emma Marks says, I just got a new job and I am having to meet a lot of new people. How have you guys managed the awkwardness of being a newbie, trying to remember names and trying to fit in as a member of a new team?
It's never easy, right? I don't think I got the question.
I was just waiting for you to hit the wall. It's high.
You at least got me where I'm being honest.
I'm okay, and put me in a cocktail party, and I'm not good at mixing it with people. Put me at a place where I have a purpose, and I'm a lot better. You know,
you are the class clown at a real job.
Yes. Well, maybe not the class clown, but
I don't know. What do you have to? Do you have to nitpick? And how much does that cost?
Esaias76 says, I'm in a quandary. Why do I simultaneously feel so young, yet my body is breaking down at 47? We can all relate.
Yeah. Don't we yell at people like this? Come back when you're our age, or at least I should yell at them?
I would think I'm only a few years older than them.
Your face is so great. You're a young man face. You're employing a young man face.
Evan Frierson says, how do you guys feel about absurd humor, like, for example, Tim and Eric? I feel like it doesn't have the same level of, quote, craft to it as more traditional comedy, but it does make me laugh, so maybe that's all that matters. I wouldn't say that it's any less craft. I just think it's different craft. But, I mean, I think, you know, if it's original and it makes you laugh, it's probably pretty good comedy.
Right. I have to admit that I haven't watched all of them.
I haven't either.
But they seem like, I know Heidegger, I know less about Eric, but Heidegger I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
Too, and he's with, who is he with, the guy, the lounge singing guy that we love? Neil Hamburger. He does shows with Neil Hamburger. And
yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I feel moist.
Dan Wade says, hey fellas, I recently turned 50. Mazel tov.
Yay.
And thanks to your advice, I got a shingles shot. I'm telling you this because I know you care. Anything else I need to do now that I've hung half 100 on God?
I'll tell. I have something to tell. I do.
Oh, sure.
I guess I don't have to raise my hand, but
no.
Make sure to get the second shot. Yes, make sure to get the second shot. That's all I'm saying. Shingrix requires 2 shots.
Yeah.
Shingrix says, oh.
Well, no, Shingrix doesn't give a shit if you get a second shot.
Well, I don't feel like I even needed the shot, Josh, because I'm in such good shape and I exercise and I eat well.
Nope. You know what? Shingles could give a fuck.
Oh, man. When 2 guys have walked the boards as long as we have, we're able to execute even simple verbal humor.
And finally...
Wow.
We're going to get out under the wire on this one. Phew.
Wait, what do you mean? They start, what's going to happen at the top of the hour?
It'll be longer and longer for me to take stuff out.
That's the look you give me when you're going to hang up on me.
No, but I have another question.
Okay,
no. You aren't wearing your glasses. You have no idea what look I'm giving you.
Yeah. Actually, this close is okay, but it's still not recommended.
Yeah. Daisy Petunia says, Andy, I believe the expression you're thinking of is flannel in the worst, and it pertains to the slacker son of a famous sausage maker.
How come I can't remember this?
It's spanner in the works. And blah, blah, blah.
Oh, flanner in the worst. You know why? Because when you said flannel in the worst, it reminded me of like liverwurst.
Flannel in the worst.
Flannel in the worst. It reminded me of.
It was meant to be that. WURST.
Yeah, so that's why.
Not from the listeners, this one.
Well, Josh, you know, I never get to say this to you at the end of the show.
I love you too. I love you too. And if you guys love us, go to buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral and buy us a coffee.
Why are your voices that high?
Because I'm an entertainer.
Why can't we end the show like two normal people having a lovely discussion?
All right. I'll talk to you soon, Andy. It was nice talking to you.
It was very nice to talk. I can't tell what you're going to do. I can't tell. Just do it because it's like, this is like the electric chair. When they sent me to the chair.
Well, so much for fucking normal people. Great.
Something like that. I'm not a doctor.